I'm Peter John Ross, a filmmaker from Columbus, Ohio. Over 10 years ago, this guy started harassing me online and he never stopped fixating on me. I decided to turn it into a documentary. I've been working on Social Media Monster for the past few years. The series of events are unfolding in real time as I've filed criminal charges against the guy, a Civil Stalking Protection Order, and things are just getting crazier. These are just behind-the-scenes updates to let everybody know what's going on with the film. So this is a story that I'm not necessarily entirely proud of, which is we had to shoot my interview for the documentary multiple times. I shot it once as temporary, a second time, and then a third time. As things kept evolving and changing, they had to be addressed. But when we were shooting my second or third interview, we were curious just how much Matthew Berdyck was kind of monitoring our social media, like just how intensely was he watching. So the gaffer sat in my spot while I wanted to do a test to see how close is this being monitored and how far are things going to go. So when I posted a behind the scenes photo, it looks like we're interviewing our gaffer, whose name is Gary Wu. I posted it as we're interviewing Dr. Lee, a psychologist. And the next thing you know, a week or two later, I'm getting emails from multiple psychologists named Dr. Lee in Canada, in Denver, in Cleveland, all over the place going, who is this Matthew Berdyck and why does he think I'm being interviewed in your documentary? And it's like, holy cow! He's actually reaching out to Dr. Lee. He's making public posts about how he's going to get Dr. Lee's medical license revoked. And he's actively contacting and complaining to these doctors like it's just a joke. It wasn't supposed to do that. It's like, that's insane to go after someone like that without even verification that they're in the documentary. That's next level right there in terms of cyber stalking and obsession. Now, I'm never going to deny that I'm obsessed with what this guy does, but also I can justify my obsession. It's like, well, he's threatened to kill me. I kind of need to pay attention to who he is and what he's doing because at any moment, this guy has threatened to blow up my car. He's threatened to bash my skull in with a baseball bat. He's threatened to put a drywall knife into my skull and give me a lobotomy. Yeah, I'm going to kind of pay attention to what he's doing and saying. Yeah, it's like, at this point, it's like a snake eating its own tail in that I'm paying attention to him, so he's paying attention to me, and I'm paying attention to him. And it's just this nonstop circle that theoretically, if he's a narcissist, he's created the perfect, cycle for narcissistic supply, but I have no way of knowing if he's actually a narcissist or if he's genuinely, fully mentally ill, like a sociopath or psychopath. I don't know any of that. I mean, I'm not qualified to make that kind of assumption. So all I can say is I don't know. He's also stated multiple times that this is all a game. This is all a ruse, that he's outsmarted everyone and that he's doing an homage to Hunter S. Thompson or Andy Kaufman. So you can never tell what's real and what isn't with this guy. And every time I get convinced, oh, he's definitely mentally ill, there's just so much that he says and does that shows that maybe not. And then he'll go right back into that. And I have no way of knowing what is or isn't real with this guy. I have no idea. But to have that level of obsession to where if I just jokingly say, oh, I interviewed Dr. Lee, and then to have him start randomly contacting multiple Dr. Lees in North America and threaten their jobs, that becomes a level. That means every time anybody gets involved, that's why 2/3 of the crew list is pseudonyms, because they have to. It's like, look, man, you've got a wife and kids. I don't think you should put your name on this at all. And it's not that I'm trying to take credit or whatever. It's just there's a risk, a serious risk to you getting contacted and harassed. having your job contacted just because you worked on this documentary with me. And so anybody who gets involved, they get the full warning from me, the full disclosure. No one gets involved unless they know. There's a risk. And the risk is this guy is going to harass the hell out of you. And nothing can be done. No one will do anything. I've already filed a defamation lawsuit and a civil stalking protection order. It hasn't slowed him down. It's made him worse. This is a guy with nothing left to lose. What is his inspiration to stop? Jail? According to him.
So I certainly don't give a fuck about going to jail. I've been in jail. Just a bunch of guys sitting around playing cards and watching soap operas. Free meals. Showers every day. People to hang out with. You know, not much of a threat to me.
So it's, what do you do about something like this? This situation is so insane. And the Dr. Lee thing is just one of the greatest examples of how far he's willing to go. Still doesn't suffer any consequences at all.